The season hasn't even started yet, and the Kansas City Chiefs have already made me look like a huge idiot. Because here I was a few weeks ago saying how the Chiefs weren't going to win the AFC. They weren't going to make it back to the Super Bowl again. And all of a sudden, Josh Simmons has completely changed that. He's about to ruin the NFL for another decade because Josh Simmons is the missing piece to what Kansas City needed to make another run, to continue to dominate the AFC the way they have over the last 7-8 years since Mahomes has been the starter. Because the reason why the Chiefs got blown out by Philadelphia in the Super Bowl was due to their offensive line being unable to block a single soul on the Eagles' defensive front. Their left tackle situation was a complete disaster to the point they had to move their offensive guard, Joe Thuney, to fill in at that left tackle spot. And if you go back to the Super Bowls that the Chiefs have lost, it's been due to their offensive line being bad. When they got blown out in 2020 by Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, the pass rush obliterated the Chiefs' offensive line in that game. If the Chiefs can fix their offensive line, which they have with them getting blessed with Josh Simmons, who before he got injured at Ohio State last year, midway through the season, he was a projected top 10, top 15 pick. He was expected to be one of the first offensive tackles taken off the board. Well, he ends up suffering a patella injury. You got a few character concerns also that allows the Kansas City Chiefs to get one of the biggest steals from this past draft. He falls to the last pick of the first round, and now Kansas City all of a sudden has their franchise left tackle for the next 10, 15 years, and Josh Simmons, which has ruined the NFL for the next decade. The only thing that was holding back the Chiefs was them not having a true left tackle, and the NFL took it upon themselves to give them what they didn't need. They didn't need Josh Simmons. Now, with how he's been dominating in training camp, not only is he a lock to start at left tackle for the Chiefs, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being a first-team All-Pro right out the gate as a rookie. That's how good Josh Simmons is. He's great, not just as a blindside protector for Patrick Mahomes. He's also an incredible run blocker. This is the closest thing that I've seen to Trent Williams. There's nobody else that has been as good as a offensive tackle prospect as what Josh Simmons has been, probably second to Joe Alt. Maybe it's Joe Alt and Josh Simmons, but does it really matter? Because now with Kansas City having Josh Simmons, nobody else is going to win this conference for another decade unless the worst happens and he ends up tearing an ACL or something like that, which I'm not going to take it that far. I'm not going to wish injuries on the guy, but it's already over for the AFC. It doesn't matter if you add a Jair Alexander, if the Bills add another superstar in their own right, it's over. The Chiefs have Josh Simmons now. Nobody is about to stop them for another 8 years. There's no way, because now you have fixed what has been your biggest issue the last 3 years. What has held back Kansas City from being the explosive offense that they were when they had Tyreek Hill is, for one, they haven't had the offensive line that has been good enough to give Patrick Mahomes enough time to attempt to take a lot of shots downfield. You also have more teams playing too high against Kansas City to limit the amount of big plays that they're able to generate. Now that's going to change. Now you can't rush Patrick Mahomes to have to dink and dump his way down the field. With a Josh Simmons now, you want to send extra pressure, he's going to be able to pick it up. Mahomes is going to see it, and he's going to pick you apart. I can't believe that I overlooked Kansas City drafting Josh Simmons. And I'm probably going to title this segment, Josh Simmons has ruined the NFL, because he has. This was the only thing that was slowing down Kansas City from continuing to dominate the AFC. In the AFC West, you're going up against a bunch of really good fronts. With a franchise left tackle in Josh Simmons, that was the only hope. That was the only thing that Kansas City did not need. And now they have that. And they move the offensive tackle that they drafted from BYU to left guard. He's expected to start next to Josh Simmons. The rest of your offensive line is pretty much set in stone. You got two of the better offensive guards in the league. You have one of the best, if not the best center in the league, and Creed Humphrey. The run game's going to improve as well. Mahomes is going to have more time to throw the football downfield. With Josh Simmons, we might see Patrick Mahomes win another MVP. It's been a while since he's won the award, and now that he has a blind side that he can truly trust to protect him, he doesn't have to worry about rushing to get the ball out fast, because by the time he ends up finishing his three-step drop, you already have the guy off the left humming on the edge, trying to knock his head off. Josh Simmons, congratulations, brother. You have ruined the NFL for all of us. We might as well give the Chiefs the next 10 Super Bowls at this point with Josh Simmons. That's how good he's going to be. Let's not underestimate, because I know some of y'all are going to be like, oh, JT, you're dragging this. No, I'm not. Offensive tackles are one of the highest paid positions in the NFL for a reason. They always tell you that it's a passing league. And to be able to pass the football, you need to have an offensive line that can give your quarterback enough time to do so, which includes having an elite left tackle, which there's only about 3 or 4 elite left tackles, maybe less than that in the NFL. That's why Trent Williams, despite being up there in age, is still one of the highest paid players in the league. Because once you find a franchise left tackle, you hold on to them for dear life. They're incredibly hard to find. And when you get one, it completely changes the outcome of games. Because when you have an elite left tackle that can fend off a guy like a TJ Watt, a Max Crosby, a Myles Garrett, they essentially are winning you 3-4 extra games. Nobody talks about the importance of the offensive line, in particular, what it means and what kind of impact that it has on your team's success when you have a franchise left tackle, because they can keep those game records off the edge from taking over. Josh Simmons has completely ruined the NFL for us. If you were like me a few weeks ago, you thought that there was a possibility of somebody else making it to the Super Bowl up out of the AFC, just go ahead and throw those dreams in the trash. It's not going to happen. Josh Simmons has ruined that